Hello and welcome to Just Down Performance. My name is Joshua and today I am posting up my buddy Gill's 1983 Pontiac Trans Am. But this is no ordinary Trans Am. This is a Mecham Racing Motorsports Edition. It's absolutely incredible. It's got just over 42,000 miles, collector owned, garage kept, and of course it is one of 150 produced from 1983. Now, if you know a little bit about Mecham Racing, I'm going to talk a brief little bit of information about who they are, and we're going to talk a little bit about the details of Gill's 1983 Pontiac. If you're not really interested in hearing about that, maybe you just have already seen the video, you're just ready for the drive, you want to see how this crossfire fuel injection V8 runs, best thing to do is, of course, to head over to this timestamp right on the video. That'll be the driving portion of the video. You'll hear the motor, you'll get to see it run and drive, you get to see how it accelerates. But if you have a moment and you want to learn more about who Mecham Racing is, a little bit about the MSE's Trans Ams, and of course learn a couple of details about Gill's Pontiac, then sit back, relax, and let me tell you about Gill's 1983 Pontiac, the Mecham Racing number 145 Motorsports Edition. So, what is a Mecham Racing MSE Trans Am? Well, these cars were created from 1982 to 1985 by Dennis Mecham of DKM Macho Trans Am fame. He started Mecham Racing in 1981. Now, MSE stood for Motorsports Edition. The 1982 models were painted a two-tone paint scheme, a split just below the doors on the rocker panel, with several color combos to choose from. The 1983, 84, and 85 models were painted with a theme known as War Paint. This was a special two-tone paint scheme, split at the body line. All MSE's Trans Ams got full-width front spoilers, a low-resistance aerotail rear spoiler, and emblems proclaiming that it was a Mecham Racing machine. On all the sail panels behind the doors, there was either an MSE emblems or a big olive branch. Now, the interesting thing about these cars is they only produced just over 700. That's from 1982 to 1985. There was 500 built in 82, 150 built in 83, 50 built in 84, and only a few in 1985. Now, the stock 305 engine got a recurve distributor, advanced timing, and a rebuilt performance carburetor, all for a good about 25 extra horsepower. Now, all cars came with the Get kit in the rear hatch area, which included a 600 Holley 4-barrel carburetor, an aluminum intake manifold, a Mallory distributor, coil spark plug wires, Champion spark plugs, low restriction air cleaner, tri-Y headers, and a Y-pipe exhaust. Now, all MSEs came with the WS6 performance package from the factory, but there was an option for the upgraded Italian suspension, which was optional with stiffer springs, urethane sway bar bushings, additional front cross member, Coney adjustable shocks, rear droop limiter straps, Firestone tires on the modern 15-inch wheel, or a special diamond spoke alloy wheels. Now, that's just a little bit of information about the MSE Trans Am. Now, I got most of my information from two different respectable websites. One of those is, of course, the forums on 3rd Gen. The other website is the Mecham Racing Digital Archive, which has everything you need to know, all the modifications, the old spec sheets, everything about these Trans Ams. Based off of the Digital Archive website, only 108 are actually recorded. So one of those is Gill's Pontiac. Now, let me tell you about Gill's Pontiac and how cool this Pontiac really is. The one thing I really love about these Pontiacs is, of course, it's the 3rd Gen body style. It's more boxy, very aerodynamic. The front end comes straight to a point. Now, Gill's especially, he's used this car as a show car. He takes it out on special events, special cruisings, and he absolutely loves this car. Now, the reason why he's selling it, well, as we get older, as we start to age, our legs and our bodies do not work as they used to as young guys. This is a 3rd Gen Firebird Trans Am, and they are pretty low to the ground, similar to that of the Corvette. So imagine an older guy getting in and out of it constantly. That is a lot of pressure and a lot of work on your knees. So he's decided to sell it. Now, this car has been in his collection. He's well maintained it, well taken care of it. I mean, right before we did the photo shoot, the engine bay of this car was absolutely pristine. I have never seen a 1980s car with a crossfire fuel injection this clean under the hood unless in a museum. It is incredible how well Gill maintain this car. Now, the exterior of it, of course, is still painted in its original blue and silver. The one thing about it, and a lot of collectors out there actually do this, they'll actually put on a clear coat to encase the graphics. Gill went a step further and actually did a pearl metallic clear coat. So this blue, as soon as it hits in the sunlight, absolutely stands out, and it is incredible to look at. I love the wheel spokes on these. These are the 15-inch wheels. Now, these tires he put on about 2 years ago, but he's only put maybe about 500-600 miles on them. The one thing about this car is that it has the T-tops. Now, the T-tops are not a solid T-top, but these are a tinted glass T-tops, and the best part is how comfortable the interior is. Now, the interior is fitted with a lot of factory options such as tilt steering, power windows, power steering, black on the dash, and that comfortable blue cloth or car racing seats. The dash, all the gauges are a nice clear view. All of them work except for the oil pressure gauge, which there is one right underneath the dash. The center console is fitted with all the original upgrades, such as the AC Delco with the cassettes. You got your air conditioning, and of course the automatic 700R4 automatic right there in the middle of the center console. Now, the interior is pretty much basic. The only modifications Gill actually added to the interior of this car was he added a backup camera. So enough about the exterior, enough about the interior. Let's talk about performance. Let's talk about what is under the hood. This is the LU5 5-liter crossfire fuel injection V8 motor with just 42,000 miles on it. Now, if you look underneath the hood, it is absolutely pristine. Everything down to the last wire underneath. The underside is definitely beautiful. The one thing about this Pontiac is it did get the Italian suspension upgrade, which had the stiffer springs, the Koni adjustable shocks. But this thing's so much fun to drive. And I'm not going to talk a whole lot about the motor. I want you guys to hear how this thing sounds. I want you to see how it drives. And I want you to just appreciate this beautiful, rare number 145 Pontiac Trans Am. So let's head back to when we did the photo shoots and go for a drive. All right, so let's go for a drive in Gill's 1983 Pontiac Trans Am, a Mecham Racing number 145 of 150. I've got to say this is probably one of the most beautiful Pontiacs of the 80s I've actually seen. I mean, this thing is absolutely clean, 42,000 miles, and still powered by the factory 5-liter 305 crossfire fuel injection motor. Now, this thing is beautifully done. Gill, you've done a phenomenal job taking care of this car. I mean, everything down to the last minute detail. The gauges haven't been touched. They've got a little bit of wear on it from over the years, but in reality aspect, the knobs, the dials, even all the lettering, it still looks almost factory brand new. And the cool thing about Gill is that he really took care of this vehicle. I mean, the dash pad, this roof, that was a really cool idea and a great way to preserve the color of the seats. But of course, we're not here to talk about that. We just learned about this car. Let's take this thing out for a drive. We are going to throw on our seatbelt because we got a light on the dash that says fasten seatbelt. And we're ready to rock. This thing sounds so good. This car's got a great color to it as well, and Gill made sure to preserve all the memorabilia on this car by coating it in clear. Now, a couple of collectors out there will preserve their cars and they'll do their best to maintain those graphics as best they can throughout the sun and the Florida heat. However, the best way to really preserve it and make sure it lasts a very long time, throw a set of clear on top. It's going to embed those graphics into the car permanently. And of course, it's going to make it a lot easier when you go to detail it and you take that buffer to those graphics. You don't have to worry about those things being slung right off. let's talk about this performance. Woo. This Pontiac has got such a great look to it. Going down the road, it just looks like it's going fast. It makes this car look like it's supposed to be on the racetrack, which it should be on the racetrack, because this thing just handles. But I gotta tell you, this thing is absolutely phenomenal. 1983, I mean, this thing is old. We're looking at what, 93, 03, 2003, over 30 years old, and it still looks this good. Woo. This is a Pontiac you don't see very often. 1983, crossfire injection, automatic, with air, and of course, it's not just a regular Trans Am formula. This is the MSE Special Motorsports Edition. And there's only about 700 of these cars ever produced. They produced 500 in 1982, they produced 150 in 1983, and then 50 more in 1984. 1985, the final year of this car, they only produced a small amount. Very small. So that means there's just over 700 of these MSE Trans Ams ever produced. Alright, so if you'd like to learn more about Gill's 1983 Pontiac Trans Am, an MSE Motorsports Edition, one of 150 produced in 1983, one of just over 700 ever to exist in the world, then all you gotta do is give myself a call. Is to give me a call. My number is 407-970-6866. I'll be happy to take your call. I've got my phone with me all the time, so don't hesitate to give me a call. Even if you live in California, don't worry. I'm up. I'm young. I'm not doing anything. So you're welcome. You're more than welcome to give me a call. If you'd like to learn more about this car, maybe see the full photo shoot, the underside photos, learn more about the history, because I'll post a small summary about Mecham Racing in the listing itself, then all you need to do is to head over down to the description box below this video and check out the listing with ClassicCars.com. There I've got about 100 photos posted, detailed description, and of course a link to this video so you can watch it over and over again. And if you like this video, maybe you like learning a little bit about Pontiac, and maybe you want to subscribe and see more, then all you got to do is hit that subscribe button. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to learn more about the Pontiac, link down below. And if you'd like to add this car to your collection, it's a great car for a collection or just a show car in general, then give me a call. I'll see you guys next time here on Just Style and Performance.